I'm just not, how do I say this? I don't want to do this shit no more, bruh. Like, I don't know, I'm going through a lot. Like, I'm going through a lot of changes. I'm going through a lot of internal, like, conflict. Is quite expensive. Why am I going to be spending my cold hard cash that I already got to do conversions for? I've done so many things in my life to check off milestones, to appease other people, reach this societal standard of what success looks like. I'm at a point in my life now where I'm really questioning, like, what is it? Like, what am I doing? I'm not trying to do that. My ancestors ain't fight for me to do that, so I'm not trying to do that. What is up, y'all boys? It's your girl Asia, like the continent, and welcome to my channel.
Got my passport. I've been searching, I've been working to get out this town. Country hopping, baby.
If you are new here, I have hair in my mouth. If you are new here, welcome. I make videos every week covering my new life here in London, England. As the title suggested, I just really wanted to have a sit down chit chat with y'all. Like, I haven't done it in a while. I haven't been on social media in almost a month, and it's all for a reason. It's a reason for the season. It's a reason, method to my madness. It all makes sense. And as it says in the title, like, I don't know, I'm going through a lot. Like, I'm going through a lot of changes. I'm going through a lot of internal, like, conflict, and I'm just putting on lotion. My hands felt dry. Let's have a story time. Let's have a real deal sit down fireside chat as I get ready, because I am going to get my nails done because they just basic and I just need them done. And I found a place that I love. It's in Vauxhall. My girl Luna, she hooked my toes up. They don't look janky no more. So I figured if she did such an amazing job on my toes, she'll do an amazing job on my hands. So I have an appointment in like a little bit to go see her, but it's not that far from me, so all is well. But back to story time. I have been in London for almost 3 months. Like, Wednesday will be 3 months of me being in the city, which is crazy because time moves by so quickly. So much has changed, so much has happened, and I'm just like, I'm already going into week 4 of classes. So I've been in school for a month. I've been living in London for 3 months, so a full freaking quarter. And how do I say this? I don't want to do this shit no more, bruh. I don't want to do this, and this is like real Lauderdale coming out, but like, I don't want to do this no more. Like, and not me saying I want to move back home, because I don't. I spent all this money on a visa, all this money to get here, all the time it took. Like, I want to be in London. London is where I want to be. But the school thing, I'm not sure if I want to do no more. Currently in school at the London School of Economics, getting a master's in organizational and social psychology. And I love my cohort, my classmates. Y'all are absolutely amazing. Like, I vibes with y'all. My people that I rock with y'all. Like, you guys literally put the social in social psychology. We literally, I would, out of all of this, I want to continue to build those relationships with the people that I came into this with, but I don't think I'm gonna be there at the end with you guys. And I say that not because it's too hard. I have my MBA. I've gone to business school. I can do this. I've gone to business school while working full-time. I can do this. But in the beginning of all of this, I told myself that I wanted to do what makes Asia happy, what makes me happy. And the impact that I want to make, the things that I want to do with my life has changed. And I mean, even the month that I've been in this program, we talk so much about change management and human behavior and how we're ever changing, ever evolving, and with more information we can make different processes and do all of those really cool things that humans are designed to do. And I'm in a place in my life where I'm like, do I really want to go back to corporate? Like, after everything is said and done, after I finish with this program in a year, what do I want to do? And am I going to really utilize my new degree to do that? And honestly, y'all, the answer keeps coming back to no. So I'm paying for this program completely out of pocket. I am an international student paying completely out of pocket. I don't come from money. This program is quite expensive. Like, the LSC is not a cheap university. I worked really hard for my money, and it's just like, if I'm not going to maximize and utilize the degree, why am I going to be spending my cold hard cash that I already got to do conversions for? Why am I going to do that? If at the end of all of this, I don't see myself wanting to go back to corporate. Like, I left corporate for a reason, and when I left, it was a weight lifted off of me. I was doing this hamster wheel thing for 7.5 years, and I learned a lot. I met so many amazing people, and I'm not discrediting any of that, but what I'm saying is, like, I've done so many things in my life to check off milestones, to appease other people, to reach this societal standard of what success looks like. And I'm at a point in my life now where I'm really questioning, like, what is it? Like, what am I doing? and I'm sure I'm not the only person in the world. I know I'm not the only person in the world that goes through this, but I'm at this point, I'm at that crossroad in my life, and I don't know. I do not know, but I do know I need to start doing my makeup. I already did my hair, so the hair is somewhat done, so I'm gonna just put it back for the purpose of us having this chit chat. And I'm not gonna do much to my face. I just don't want to look decrepit. I'm just gonna, like, touch up a little bit of the dark spots that I have and do a little bit of foundation, maybe a little something on my eyes, maybe, because I'm really just going to get my nails done. It's really not that deep. But and then figure out what I'm gonna put on my body, because I haven't gone outside all day and it's 3 o'clock. I've been toying around with this idea for the last really 24 hours. Like, this is, I'm telling you guys this as I'm thinking it, and what I'm doing now is just putting on the Neutrogena color correcting concealer. It has things in it that's supposed to help the skin, and I'm just putting it on the dark spots that I have. Yeah, that's really it. So I've been thinking about this for the last 24 hours, and the only thing that's really holding me back from all of it is the fact that I'm here on a student visa. So with the student visa, you obviously have to be a student. That's the stipulations for you being in this country for the duration of however long the program is. My program is a year, so my visa is good until the end of January 2023. Cool. If I decide that I no longer want to be a student, it really goes to, like, girl, I don't know if they're gonna deport me. Like, I haven't done the thorough research on how this stuff works to really think about, and this is just my MAC, which is kind of low, my MAC Prep and Prime setting, and I'm just gonna, with my blending brush, just dab it on the earth. And I don't know what the deportation process is. Like, I'm not trying to get deported, because again, I spent all this money to get here. Like, I'm really not trying to rock the boat too much, you know what I mean? So but I also know that I don't want to be in school. Like, I really don't. And and I told you guys this in a couple videos back on why I'm moving to London, why I'm doing all this. And my goal is still the same. My target audience, who I be chit-chatting with the most, I mean, if it resonates with everybody, great, but I know that's not how life works. My message and what I'm saying and all of that isn't going to resonate with everybody. But my target audience is Black women, and it's Black women around my age, so it's in that 30-35 range, and younger Black women too, because you guys can benefit from the things that my life experiences. So I'm trying to help you trying to help sister out. You know what I'm saying? So like, and that's regardless if you're going into corporate, or you're thinking about being an entrepreneur, or you're thinking about having a huge life shift, which is moving to another country or moving to a different city for that matter, because I applaud anybody that can uproot their life, whether it be to the next town over or the next continent over. Like, nothing's too big or too small, because we as humans, we are very complacent. We are creatures of habit. We do not like change. And for a person to see the need or the want to branch out and do things differently for themselves and for their family is always commendable for me. That's why I have so much respect for refugees and their journey and their struggles. And shout out to all the immigrants, man, because like, it's one thing I know I'm in a very fortunate and blessed situation in my life, that I have the opportunity and autonomy to want to move and go about this world freely, versus someone who is forcefully evacuated from their home. And I don't take my opportunities for granted, but with that being said, like, I have this opportunity and I'm gonna maximize on it, and I know that what I want to do is bigger than getting a 9-to-5 and consulting these white folks. How we should be allotted opportunities that they are just granted in a lot of cases, and having to persuade someone on that stance in a way that I have to give data that has been around since since they were collecting data on gender, race, and equality, and trying to convince someone in a journal article that Black women deserve to be in the spaces that they are in. And I ain't trying to do that. I'd rather empower Black women to be in the spaces that they want to be in, not tell these white folks, because that's who's in corporate, white folks, majority, tell these white folks that that's what they should do. Like, I'm over that. Honestly, I'm honestly over it. I'm not over anyone that's trying to better themselves and better their community and make impactful changes, but I am over trying to convince some people that didn't want to be convinced in the first place on something they're already 10 toes down in. I'm not trying to do that. My ancestors ain't fight for me to do that, so I'm not trying to do that. So that's where I am in this space. Just update wise on how it is in London. I absolutely love this place. Like, I don't want to leave. I don't want to leave. So I'm going to find a way to stay in this city, in this continent, on this continent. I love the city. I've made friends. I love my flatmate. I love the friends that I've made. I love the connection that I continue to make here, and that I will continue to make here, because my journey isn't over. Like, I'm literally just getting started. And I came to this realization. So for the month of October, I decided to do this. I decided to do like a detox, fast, cleanse, whatever you want to call it. Stoptober. I didn't know that was the name of a thing. I really thought I was being really creative, but apparently people do this specifically in the month of October. And for me, that means like I'm not drinking alcohol. I didn't technically delete my social media platforms, but I offloaded them on my app. I offloaded them on my phone, so I would have to actually re-download the app if I wanted to utilize them. So that's just more work for me, so I'm just like not on it. So I'm not on Instagram, I'm not on TikTok, I'm not on Twitter, and I'm really only posting on YouTube. I'm doing it because I found myself being very consumed with social media. Now that I'm on kind of like the other side of this, because I've been doing this now, we're almost on, like, we're definitely in week 3 of this. And now that I'm on kind of like the latter part of my journey with this, I found that you can really be distracted and procrastinate with anything. So let's start there. Let's start there. This is not like me being on my high horse, like social media is bad and blah 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 blah, because it's not. Social media, for me, it's twofold. Like, for me, on one hand, like, I did find myself, like I said, being very consumed by what other people were doing and being subconsciously influenced in other people's lives and doing all the things that social media, the bad side of social media. But there's also the great side of social media, because there was friends that were trying to connect with me, and they only had my Instagram, so they were DMing me, but I wasn't DMing them back because I didn't know that they was trying to contact me in the first place. So that's that part too. And getting inspiration. Like, people are so inspirational, and we do some, as humans, we do some really cool shit, y'all. Like, shout out to the human race, because we be out here. You can find so much inspiration and collaboration and connections with people on the internet. You really, really can. So that's my twofold. Your vice, you can find a new vice, okay? So if you're doing it for the sake of, like, I don't want to procrastinate no more, you'll find other ways. Because music has been part of my procrastination, and I still have to find my way to be like, oh, let me focus on what I need to focus on. I wanted to be more productive in my day. I wanted to cut down on the screen time, and I wanted to read more. Not so much like I'm trying to read a novel a day, because I'm really not, but just broadening my horizon to different styles of writing, different types of writing, different articles, different perspectives, different opinions, different journals, all different. And I came across this one book, and it wasn't even a come across. I have literally had this book in my arsenal for 3 years, and over the month of October was the first time I actually picked it up and started reading it, because it was the time for me to pick it up and start reading it. And that is The 7 Spiritual Laws of Success by Deepak. I'm probably butchering the name, but I will put the link below. It is an hour and 30-minute read, and that's according to Audible. So how I did it, I had the Audible version that I downloaded again like 2 years ago, and I also had the ebook version. So as he was speaking to me and reading to me, I was following along with the ebook, and that for me, from a conceptualization and from internalization understanding, that really helps me when I can visually see something and then audibly listen to it, and I'm really tapping into all the areas in which I learn information. That's one of my little pro tips. And that book was so good. It was so good. And it's one of those books where it doesn't take long to read. It's so informational, and it's like one of the key things, like the first law of success is you knowing that you hold the power. Like, you are in charge of your life, which, I mean, hopefully everyone knows that that's watching this. You know that you are in charge of your life, but it really goes deep into, like, you are the starting point in making the changes and the success that you want to see in your life happen, whether that be financial, familial, emotional, all around. Like, you're in charge of that. That was one of the things I really, really needed to take away from it, and one of the things that's really pushing me to my decisions that I'm making right now, which is like, what is it that makes me happy? How can I be most impactful to the community and the place that I'm in? What's my gift? What's my talent? How can I share my gifts and my talents with the world? It's a lot of soul searching you have to do. Another part of my Stoptober is being more spiritual, understanding what that means, understanding my history, my ancestors, where I come from, financial literacy and development. Like, I really want to be a well-rounded individual. I feel like in the last 15 days, so much of me has changed, and I know I have so much more to go. And that's the beautiful part of all of this. Like, I know I'm not done. I haven't even reached first form. Like, it's scary also. Like, I'm scared as shit, y'all. Like, but I'm scared, but I'm also Like, I'm scared, but I'm also confident that I'm gonna land on my feet no matter what I decide to do and put my mind to. I just have to figure out exactly what my mind is gonna be put on. I just wanted to share that with y'all, and I hope that you guys can take something away from that. Comment down below if you have gone through any part of what I said, because I know I am going through a lot. Your girl is going through it. That's a part of life. It's life. It's life, and I'm here to maximize it and enjoy it and make the appropriate connections for me in the time that it's supposed to be in my life. So that's really all I have. If you watch this video through its entirety, shout out to you. If you haven't already, please make sure you subscribe. The subscribe button is there, and it's also kind of down there somewhere. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Again, I make weekly videos covering my new life here in London, England, and I definitely intend to be in London, England for however long I'm supposed to be here until they kick me out. Okay? Until next time, y'all boys. Peace.
Got my passport. I've been searching, I've been working to get out this town. Country hopping, baby.